Hello guys, today I'm going to show you what are the number types in JavaScript. Okay, so basically we will be covering what type of numbers are used in JavaScript. And as we know that numbers can be written with or without decimals. All right, so let's begin with one decimal and one non-decimal. So this I have here is you can see that 3.14 is a decimal number, and the b is a non-decimal number, or you can say it's a whole number. Let's try to run this. Okay, so we mostly use the output window. So here, one second. Yeah, if I run this in the debug console, oh, console.log is nothing. Let's say we will print this a, and we will see that 3.14 a prints 3.14, and if I do the same thing uh, and we try to print the b, then it would show us the value of b. It's a whole number. Okay, now we will move on to try to print some bigger values. Okay, bigger numbers. Okay, so that would be like some large numbers. Okay, and it comes with by default JavaScript prints the large numbers as exponents, or it will add an e to it. Okay, so if I assign this 3.14, let's say I will print this one as ab, I will mark it a1 b1, and we will try to print this a1 b1. So, oh, I didn't change the numbers. Okay, so let's change this number too. You can see that this is printing as large numbers. Okay, and if I print this as, and this one I would assign it as add e9, then it's going to add 9 zeros to it. And if I add -2, then it's going to add leading zeros. Okay, let's say it will be say 9 -7. Okay, let's, let's say -5. Okay, 6, still the same. 7 gives us a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starts 1 from the 7. If I say 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it adds zeros to the leading. Okay, leading, it adds leading zeros, and there is a decimal on the first one. You saw like what we did for b1. If I'm adding zeros in the if I give a minus and a number, so it's adding zeros with leading zeros. Okay, 5, then it's going to 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts from the 5 and it's giving a decimal on the first one. Okay, so that's how JavaScript treats this one. Okay, now uh, so let's go ahead with the integer. Let's say we did this one. I'm gonna do, let's say this is a 2, and we will put in nines of n numbers and try to print b a2. You can see that it's using 22 zeros. Okay, if I say 205, so it says it gives it a roundup value of the next uh, whole number, and it's adding the number of nines with a 24 exponent, okay, e plus 24. So that's what it's giving us if we try to check with exponential or large numbers, okay. Now if I try to do the same thing with b, let's say this one, it was, let's say, 9 nines, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, let's say. Print b2, it can print 9 nines, it can print, okay. So let's say 10 nines, still able to print 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. You see, I have 19 nines and it's rounding up it to the next whole number, so it's making it 10. Although there are 19 nines, it's going to 10 and 9 nines, okay, 19 nines. So it's like 21 numbers in it with one integer 1 and the remaining zeros, okay. 19 zeros, I guess this one should be 19 zeros. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. Yes, so 19 zeros and a whole one, okay. So I'm sorry, that was 20, okay. That's 20 digits with one numeric 1 and the 19 zeros. However, what's the number that I tried to print was 19 nines. Okay, let's move ahead to the next one, which says it's a floating precision. So what is a floating precision? A floating point is not 100% accurate, but you can try printing that one. Okay, so I'll do that with the next, with another page. So let's add another page. That's pg1, pg2.html, and we'll use the extension, and we will try to copy that from page one, the script parts. All right, so here we will mark as we will use floating numbers. So let's say 0.2 plus 0.1. I'll try to print a. So it gives us 0.300004. Okay, so this is a floating precision. Okay, that's not 100% accurate, but if you work this one with a calculator, that will give you, let's say, zero point 0.2 plus zero point 0.1, that's 0.3, and it's giving us the remaining decimal points after that, decimal values after that. Okay, so that's what it's printing. Now similarly, we will change the value of b to say 0.2 into 10 plus 0.1 into 10. How much is this? If we try to print this one, and it's giving us 3. Wait, so it's, yeah, because it's 2 plus 1. That's definitely 3. And if I divide by 10, that's zero point 0.3. Okay, so 2 plus 1 was 3, and if we divide it by 10, we get zero point 0.3. So this is about floating points, okay, floating numbers. Okay, now we will try with numbers and strings. We'll go with another page, and that's going to be page 3, .html. And so here also I will do the paste. What did I do? I'm sorry. I should have done it. And here we will use in A and B. So I will make this, let's say, 15, and in B I will put in 20. And I'll do in the first one console A plus B. 35. Okay, it's doing the correct plus. Now if I mark it as a string, so let's say we will use single quotes, with the comma, one number and one string. Okay, so it still treats all of them as string. And if I put them all string, then also it will print the same value, 1520. Okay, so any number with a string, it will understand the entire thing as a string. Okay, but if it's one number and one string, yeah, it treats all of them as string. And if both string, it will also treat it as string. But if both are numbers, then it will treat them as numbers. And if we want to, let's say, print a string along with the numbers, then I would say result equals to, there's another parenthesis. Ah, okay, wait. Missed the plus. So this is how you will print a string along with a number. A number. Okay. Now we understood what is a number and where it treats them as a string. So we will move forward and let's try to do that with a division. Okay. Let's try to make this both of them as a string. Okay. But if I use a plus, it's using it as a concatenation. Okay, it's using it as a concatenation. If we put it as a minus, treating it as a number. So plus is generally considered as a concatenation operator in JavaScript. However, if it's both strings, then it will use them as a string. If one of them is, if both of them are numbers, then only it will treat them as a numerical addition. And if we put any other uh, operator like a division or a multiplication, then it will treat them, the strings, as numbers. Okay. Now, moving ahead, we will try to understand what is not a number. So not a number is a reserved keyword, okay, that indicates that whatever you are trying to print is not a number. So let's say A is a number, and I'm going to print, and B is a string. Let's say, okay, I'll comment that, and I will use another one. Say B is a string, which means, let's say it's a fruit that is orange. Stomachus. Now, when I try to print the result, it will give me not a number because one of them is a number and we're trying to multiply it with a string. So that gives us a result as not a number. It will give us the same result if I try to do a minus, do a division. So any calculation that I'm trying to perform within a number and a string, it will give me same value. But if I try to the concatenation of operator of the plus, then it's going to give me the 15 orange as a concatenated string. Okay. What if we try to give it a type of, gives us a string? Okay, that's why the total it was giving us a type of is a string. Okay, so let's do it in a different row. Now I'm trying to use division and trying to see A by B. It's giving us number, while it should have been not a number. What if I put that in a different variable? Let's C equals to A by B, and I try to print the value of C. It's not a number. Wait, let's say type of. Still giving us a number. Okay, so one of them is a string and one of them is a number, and try to do this. still treating it as a number. Okay. Type of not a number is giving us number. All right. So we understand what it was going through. Okay. So that was the outputs. Now we will do something more, that is infinity. So we are trying to print infinity here. So what we will do is, let's say we have a is a number, and then we will use a while loop. And in the while condition, I will say a not equals to infinity, and use curly braces, and we will print a equals a into a, and we will try to print the result is plus a. So it's giving us infinity. Okay, it treated a as infinity, and it's giving us the return as infinity. Okay, there's this loop is, it will continue. Okay, it will continue printing. So it will keep on doing that. Let's see. You can see this. First of all, it did some multiplications, and then it went on to infinity. Okay. The last line is this one. So that's how we got the result. Okay. Now, if you try to see the type of a, this one is number, and it has 10 results. Okay. So if I remove the type of, it will give me. So at the end, it's, yeah, I will show you the type of here. Result gives a number. Okay. So type of infinity is a number. It doesn't give you type of is infinity, but it gives you the type of an infinity is number. Now let's say a will be a different thing. Let's say this is one. This is about infinity. We will go with another one, that is, we've got HTML. And here, the same things from page 4 to page 5. And here we will not do this infinity thing. We will do something else here. So I will do this. Now we will take a hexadecimal number, giving us the value of that hexadecimal number, right? So here we were understanding about the objects, how we will use object variables in JavaScript. So let's say it has a value like 156, and I will take another variable, let b equals to new number. Okay. And let's say 1265 or 168, and close that, and we will try printing the result as plus b. Okay, let's try to run that. 168. Okay, so this is an object. Okay, equals to new number, and you can use it as b dot, okay, to string, and make it to string. Try to print that. So this So now B is a string. Initially B was a number, but now dot to string, like object dot to string, so we can use that as a string. So anything dot to string, it will be um, a string value. Okay. Now that's how objects are treated. So you can instead of to string, I can also use local string. These are all methods. Okay, object dot methods. Okay, you can see this methods, and but you can see that some of the others are the properties. They are not methods. They are properties. Okay. So value of will what's a different result. Nope, it's just showing up as the value. Okay, the value of b. That's how you treat you create an object of a number. And while talking about objects, we will compare two values. Okay, so one is a whole number, and the other one b is an object. Okay, so if we try to compare that, so we will use the boolean. Okay, in case of it will return us true or a false. Okay, now a is a number and b is an object. So if we are trying to compare that with double equals to, that gives us a true. It will give us a true. But if I try to compare that with triple equals to, that's going to give me a false. Why? Because it's trying to check if the value is equal and also the type is equal. Then it gives a true, otherwise it's a false. However, if it just checks the value, it gives us a true. So that's the difference between double equals to and triple equals to. Okay. So number and object. The result is always false because of two objects. A is an object and B is an object. So, and if I try to print the type of, it will give you this object, but both objects are not equal. You can see that. It's not giving us as the same. It always returns false. Well, you are trying to compare two objects, it always returns false. Okay. So it's very uncertain that objects will give you complicated results. When you try to compare between two objects, that always returns false. Okay, guys, so that was all about numbers in JavaScript. We will continue this tutorial in future, and until then, stay connected, stay tuned, and happy coding. Thank you.